Hi, and welcome to my channel, Acquire English with Alex. Today, I am going to do a reading of Bed in Summer, a poem that was written by Robert Louis Stevenson. Poetry is a great way to learn new vocabulary, to understand the structure of the language, and also to go a little bit deeper. As we dive deeper into the meaning of this poem, we also dive deeper into the English language and what it's capable of, and we're going to be thinking about it in English. Strap yourself in because we are about to take off.
In winter I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. In summer quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the trees, and hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me in the street. And does it not seem hard to you when all the sky is clear and blue, and I should like so much to play? I have to go to bed by day.
That was fun. That was fun. That was interesting. So this poem is entitled Bed in Summer by Robert Louis Stevenson. Just looking at the title, Bed in Summer, it paints a pretty clear picture. It's time to go to bed, so it's bedtime. So bed in summer makes me think more about going to bed. Just that title. Let's get into it line by line. What's going on? What's going on in this poem? In winter, I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. So this poem was written a long time ago. At the time that this poem was written, people were still using candles to see at night. In the winter time, of course, the days are shorter. Robert is saying that he's getting up at night. You don't get up at night. You go to bed at night. When you wake up in the morning and it's still dark, it's not motivating to get out of bed when you have to wake up and it feels like you should still be sleeping. And then in the summer, quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. And who wants to go to bed in the summertime when there is still light outside? It's confusing. You're like, I go to bed when it gets dark and I wake up when the sun comes up. But in some places in the world, when you wake up in the morning, it's still dark. And then in the summertime, sometimes the light lasts for so long that you have to go to bed when it's still light outside. And that is also not fun. So the first stanza of this poem is pretty negative. Let's go to the next stanza. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me on the street. Okay, hear the grown-up people's feet. The speaker of this poem might be a child, though the writer is Robert Louis Stevenson, who was an adult when he wrote this poem. So it makes me think that this isn't coming from necessarily the author's perspective as where he is right now, but maybe he's talking about how he felt when he was a kid, or this poem is just about a child's perspective. Children refer to adults as grown-ups. Adults do not refer to other adults as grown-ups. Not usually, anyway. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the trees. It's bedtime and the birds are still out there, fluttering about and hanging out. The adults are out there, the grown-ups are out there, walking around, doing things, and I'm in bed. I have to go to bed right now. This is not cool. When there's a lot going on, when it seems like something exciting is happening, it is so difficult to have to go to bed during that. Like, you want to be there for all the action. These are the specific reasons why it's difficult to go to bed, because the birds are still out and the grown-ups, the adults still get to be awake. Why do I have to go to bed? So let's move on to the next stanza. And does it not seem hard to you when all the sky is clear and blue that I should like so much to play? to have to go to bed by day. Look at it from my perspective. I'm just a kid. I would like to play. It's a beautiful day. I would like to go outside and play, but I have to go to bed. If you had to do that, wouldn't you feel upset about it? The last stanza is kind of the kid or the child. Is it just me that feels this way? Wouldn't you feel this way if you were in my position? I do not like it when my alarm clock goes off and it's dark for another hour and a half before the sun rises. I'm like, I feel like I should be sleeping and not awake getting my day started. It feels unnatural to me. And then if I have to wake up early and I need to get to bed at a reasonable hour and it's still beautiful daylight outside, I'm not going to go to bed. It's so unnatural. It feels so unnatural. So I can definitely relate to what's going on in this poem. When we have, our parents telling us what to do and setting our schedule, or we have like our jobs and our life and the greater society dictating to us what we need to do and setting our schedule, it seems to me that what is winning here is society and not nature. Because if nature was winning, we would wake up in the wintertime when the sun came up, and we would go to bed in the summertime when the sun went down. But because of this external schedule that we have artificially created as to what the best way to be productive is as a human in society, we adhere to these structures that are outside of what nature gives us. But yet nature also creates a structure and it changes based on the time of year. Yeah, this poem is about a child who doesn't want to go to bed while it's still light outside and also doesn't like getting dressed in the morning while it's still dark and would like to still be sleeping. I mean, who can't relate to that? It's very relatable, whether you're a child or whether you're a full-grown adult. It's very easy to relate to that frustration. And I think this poem is like maybe a metaphor to some of the limitations we have that seem so obvious as a child that we forget as adults as we assimilate and get used to what is required of us from the societies in which we live and thrive in. So anyway, that is my analysis of this poem, Bed in Summer. Let me know what you think it means. What is the metaphor here? Like, what is this trying to represent in the greater society? Maybe you agree with me. Maybe you think I completely missed the point. Please let me know. And don't forget, if you got something out of this video, to like and subscribe to my channel. Have a good one.